Hey everyone, we just want to dedicate this song to David's family, friends, anyone else who is impacted by this tragic loss that we're all going through right now. And we just hope that the song and the lyrics, the words, and the melody would just bring you peace and just to be reminded of God's blessing at this time. So we just want to dedicate this song to David's family and to anyone watching.
Среди тысяч поколений на наших семьях и на детях, и детях, и детях. Его благость пусть пребудет среди тысяч поколений на наших семьях и на детях, и детях, и детях. Его благость пусть пребудет среди тысяч поколений на наших семьях и на детях, и Amen.
I started to get to know David once he started coming into our coffee shop, and he'd always get a hot chocolate and he'd want it extra sweet with whipped cream. And that was his thing, a hot chocolate with whipped cream and with extra chocolate. And every time he'd come in or drive up, he'd just always have something to say, always a story to tell. He was so fun to talk to and so easy to talk to, and really full of life. And it just sometimes I would even come into the Joe's GE shop and there he was all by himself studying his words for the Christmas play, and he joke about how he got so much words to practice, and yet again he agrees to it, and you can see there's really something special about him, and he really did impact everyone around him in some way, and he'll be really missed.
Yeah, I remember at that youth camp, I had a long conversation with him and Eddie about just everything, and they really opened up about the struggles that they were going through, and man, we really want to get our relationship with God straight. And they're like, what do you think about YWAM? Because they were talking about it. I was like, you guys for sure, they should go do it. And they're like, yeah, I'll think about it. And I just really encouraged them. I was like, you guys drop everything you're doing and go. If you have a desire, go. And then they both texted me, and they're a couple weeks later, they're like, hey, can you fill out a reference thing for YWAM? And I was like, yes, of course, I'll do it for you guys. But they didn't end up going. And then a couple weeks ago, when Kidil came back, they saw him, so they came back to our house, and we just sat on the porch before Kidil got home, and we talked for a good 30 minutes. And they were like, yeah, we're so upset with ourselves that we didn't go to YWAM. We really regret it. And I was like, well, you guys still have time, you guys are young, you can still do it. They're like, yeah, we're starting school in the fall, our program. And I'm like, just go before you guys start your program. They're like, yeah, we should. They're like, yeah, let's do it. And well, he never made it, but I think he made it to a better place.
And my friend shared, she came to the play, the one 2 years ago, and she didn't know who he was, but when she found out that he passed away, she was like, wow, when I saw him in the play, she's like, it touched me so hard, and he's so much. And she's like, he felt like such a special person, and it really affected her and her family, and they keep reaching out to me and to us, asking what they can do to help, and he just
crazy.
She saw him for an hour, and the fact that he could impact a person in an hour is just amazing. So
having never talked to them,
yeah.
It's just it's just who he was. No, but what inspired me a lot was just how well he connected with everyone regardless of their age. I mean, he probably connected best with kids. I've never met a 19-year-old where kids loved him that much. I mean, if you're a girl maybe, but he attracted little kids to him like nobody else, which is that's just, I mean, kids see through things. They're young, but they're not they're not dumb. They'll never go to anyone who's
yeah, they would leave.
And they would flock to him.
They would leave
they would leave daycare.
Yeah,
right?
daycare to be with him. David, what are you doing? Taking all the kids. I remember we'd be practicing on Wednesdays, and in runs David through the back doors, picking up his kids, just waving at us, running through, running out.
He'd pick them one Thursday, every Thursday pick up the kids too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he was always positive, never negative. Never seen him down, just always happy.
They missed you so much when you were in Hawaii. They literally came to your house before you got there and were waiting for you.
Yep.
I know.
Who does that?
Yeah. Unfortunately, that was the last time I talked to him.
Oh man.
I always took it for granted, but I started realizing once I stopped working at Joe's, most mornings I'd show up, it's like, I'm hoping he's there. Because he was also part-time, so he wouldn't be there every morning. But, I don't know, a day with him in the office is like full of jokes. It's not like a sad minute at all. And like, working on electronics all day, you get pretty bland, but he's always there to like, if it stretches for too long without a joke or a happy moment, he's gonna break that and he's gonna make it happy.
Yeah, so when they started building their house on Shamrock, every time I drive by, he'd be there waving, smiling, and I don't know how long it's been, like 2 years, a year and a half, I don't know, but there'd be times where I'd be driving home and I'd be upset about something or mad, and I'd be like, man, I'm gonna see David right now. He's gonna smile and wave at me, and I'm just gonna turn instantly happy, and it's gonna be the worst because I'm gonna be mad right now. To be honest, at times I'll be like, man, I really hope he's not there because I really don't want to smile. But at those moments, that's when he was there, and it felt like it was needed because it was like God speaking to me to just smile. Like, don't be mad about this. Like, take that and make it a joyful experience. And like, I just never got to thank him for that, but it really helped me.
Okay, so it wasn't really until Matt and I took over doing the play practices that David really impacted me personally, just seeing the joy and the heart that he put into every single practice. He always came every single Sunday, September through December, and never complained about being there, that, another Sunday afternoon or another Friday night he had to stay late and practice. He always just brought joy and laughter, and even when we were exhausted and tired, we just kept laughing at all his goofiness, I guess is how you would say it. Just the joy. And when I would do daycare and I would watch him just walk through the halls at church Sundays, practicing his lines, his big stack of words that you gave him. And he just did such a great job and inspired us all to put our heart into all that we do.
Yeah, I think some of my most cherished memories of David are also with the Christmas plays. I mean, it was just so inspiring to see him not only move us with the words, but with the amount of passion that he put into everything. It wasn't just a part. I mean, he really lived out those roles, and I just loved how committed he was to everything. I never had to ask him twice. And for a young man, that's a really rare quality, and he was just so sincere and transparent. If you can get him to trust you, he would open up things to you that most young guys would never ever open up. And I remember after this last Christmas play that we had, our relationship with him, with me personally, really started to grow and develop. He would text me randomly and like surprise me with text messages and just check in on me and ask for advice. And he would ask questions which I loved so much, because a lot of times when we're young we don't want to ask for help, but he was always the one to ask. And speaking to him just a couple days before his passing, it was just the most sincere, the most blessed conversation I've had in a long time with someone that young, and it's certainly something that I will remember forever. I just loved his simpleness, but also his genuine kindness. I don't think there was a single person that could ever say that David offended or hurt them. He was just so kind and so pure in that way, and
Just had a way of noticing everybody.
Yeah,
He made a time to notice everyone, and
he'd never walk by without acknowledging you, without shaking your hand, giving you a hug. He would always say that, like, love you, and it was just the most heartwarming thing. So we're gonna miss you, David, so much, and we love you.